Welcome back to the Handsonic tutorial, and in this video we will look at the kits and instruments. The link is here for the previous one if you have missed that. You can press the kit button to display your kits, and then you can use plus and minus buttons as well as the knob to browse through your kits. You can also press enter while you are in the kit display to display it as a list. Once your kit is highlighted, you can press enter to select it. There are several functions in the kit display: tempo, edit and chain. The menu will also display the kit number and the name as shown here. In the top right hand corner, there's a area to display the velocity that you are hitting the pad with. You can see that it changes when I hit the pads. First, we can change the tempo of the kit by using plus and minus buttons as well as the knob. And also you can use tap tempo. You can tap on the button there to change the tempo, which is quite convenient. Next function is edit, and there you can change the volume, tuning and muffling for each layer, layer A or layer B. Again, you use the plus and minus buttons and the knobs to change the volume levels of layer A and layer B. Next one will be the tuning. That's the tune at the moment. You can see that it's changing. These changes will be saved automatically. If you can remember the real-time modifications, they are not saved. When you come out of it, it's gone. But these changes will be there in the kit. It will bring up all these parameters which are already saved, and they are there until you change it again. Next parameter is muffling. Higher the number, the attack is more. When the number is lower, longer the decay tail. So you can hear the long tail of it, and if I increase it a lot, the tail get reduced, as you can hear. Those are the editable parameters for each kit: volume, tuning and muffling. If you go back, you will see the other function is chain. Chain is a very convenient way of swapping and changing between your kits. Rather than scrolling along the whole list of kits, you can select and stack about 5 kits together to make a chain. For an example, I might want kit number 40 to play a first part of the song, followed by kit number 70 for the second part of the song. And then for the bridge, I might want another one, and at the end I might want to go back to the original kit. So if you stack the kits that way, by using these bank up and down buttons, we can very easily swap between the kits. This is very convenient when you play this instrument live, as you can understand. Here you can see how easy I can switch between the kits by using bank up and down buttons. Once you're done with the chain, then you just press the chain button back again to go back to your original kit like this. Before we move on to the next part, let's look at the kits and instruments list provided by Roland. Again, this can be downloaded from their website. This is the kit list, and you have 100 preset lists with the name and the dBm instrument and bit of explanation of what the kit is about. So like that, there are 100 kits preset, and then you have from 100 to 200 kits space available for your own kits. So you can experiment and have as much as kits you want. You can name them and store them so you can play them later on. Then you have an impressive number of 850 instruments from all over the world. They are all good quality samples. They are categorized into different subgroups, which is very convenient, as you will see later when you try to assign them into pads. You just first browse the subgroups and then find your instruments easily. Now let's have a look at the instruments and how to assign them into pads and what modifications we can do. No matter what kit you are in, You have 850 instruments at your dispense to assign to layer A and layer B in any of the pads as you desire. So let's get started. Go to menu, instruments, and press enter, and then you can see there are two rows for both layers. First row is the subgroup of instruments, second row is the instrument name itself. You can also see the instrument number. On the left side you can see the pad is highlighted along with its name. If you press on another pad, that particular pad will be highlighted and the name will be changed. M2, M4, S4. So let's assign some instruments to this. Okay, so at the moment on the A you have log drum low and B log drum high. So like I mentioned before, two rows for each instrument. Here the subgroup is African and the instrument is log drum low, that's for the layer A. And layer B, again subgroup is African and the instrument is log drum high. So let's try and change these ones. First you select the subgroup by using the arrows here, and then you can use the knob to change these subgroups. As you can see, it is changing here. So now I have gone into Asian 1 there, and then I'm going to change this into a nice contrasting instrument so we can hear the differences. Let's see what we can find here. There are not lots of nice instruments here, as you can see. Some Chinese instruments, and then I don't know what that is. Bell tree. There you go. So I want that on there. So all I have to do is just select and it will save. And if you want to change this one, again go in there, maybe African, and then go down, clouds there. I'm happy with that. Assigning instruments is as easy as that. To see what changes we can make to the instruments, click the edit button. Then you can see that you can change the volume of both layers, you can change the tuning, and also you can sweep the pitch of the instrument by using sweep, and muffling to change the decay. Then let's go to setup, and we're gonna talk about layers in here. And before we proceed, let's have a look at the manual. I know nobody like manuals, but it is well explained here. So you go to menu, instrument, and setup to go to the layers. There are 5 types of layering. One, for obviously layering is off. That means that only one instrument will be there. Then you get the mix. When you have this option, both will sound together simultaneously. Before we move on to the other options, I want you to have a look at this diagram to explain fade levels. So as you can see, there are two layers. That's layer B and that's layer A, and that's the fade level. Fade level is a volume velocity level that we hit the pad with. So if the velocity is lower than the fade level, you will hear the A sound. If it is higher than the fade level, you will hear the B sound. So that's fade level. Here in velocity mix, sound A will sound disregard of the velocity, but after fade level the sound B will appear as well. And then next one is velocity fade. Again sound A will be there continuously, but sound B will join in with increasing volume according to the velocity that you hit the pad with. And the next one is easier, I think. That is velocity switch. Here you can hear only sound A when you play softer, and beyond fade level you can hear only sound B. So there's no mixing. All the other 3 we discussed before are type of mixing the two sounds together. So let's go to demonstrate these various layering options. Layering is off. You hear only one sound, that is chime. Next option, mix. You hear both of them no matter how hard you hit. The other one, velocity mix. So hit soft, you have only the chime, and hard, second one appears. Next one, velocity fade, again only the chime, and when you press hard, second one appears but exponentially. There. And velocity switch is soft, sound A, and hard, sound B. As you can see, layers give you a lot of flexibility with the instrument. Then the fade point, you can change the velocity here as you wish. Then let's have a look at the trigger modes. There are three different ways how the sound responds to your strokes: short, gate, and alternate. When the short mode is selected, the instrument will trigger every time you hit the pads. In the gate mode, instrument will sound as long as you maintain the pressure on the pad. Let's demonstrate that. Go there. That's only short sound. And if I hold it, the whole sound is there. In the alternate mode, instrument will sound only in the alternative strokes. Let's have a look. Play, no sound. Sound, no sound. Like that. The next option is fixed velocity off and on. These pads are usually touch sensitive, but if you want, you can enable fixed velocity and store a level of velocity that you require. The pad will sound at that velocity no matter how hard or soft you hit that. Next function is mute group. This is an interesting function. If you have same instrument with two variations, for example triangle open and triangle mute, and if you have them in two different pads, and when you mute group them together, giving the same number, when you hit one, the other one will not sound. For example, if you hit the mute pad, the open one will not sound. Let's have a look at it. Pad I have triangle open. On this pad I have triangle mute. So I have assigned both of them to the same group. So look what happened. So I'll play the triangle open, and that stops. And when I keep on pressing that one, that open would not sound. And when I take the hand, say a finger off, it'll open, close. Useful for things like hi-hat open and close. So that's it for this video, where we had a look at the kits and the instruments and how to edit them. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll see you back in the next video to cover the rest of the menu options.